What's up, everybody? It's your favorite hood healer. It's your favorite hood high priestess. It's your favorite motivational dominatrix. It's your favorite auntie, captain, goddess, king. LadySpeech in the place to be. And I want to welcome you back to this here channel. You could be anywhere in the world. Absolutely, positively anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, you are somewhere in the world. And you're also right here with me, sharing a little bit of time and a little bit of space. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling this, and if you're feeling me, make sure you hit that illustrious like button. Make sure you hit that illuminating subscribe button. And make sure you press that magnificent notifications bell, so you can keep up with all of these here happenings and shenanigans and goings-ons and things. Now, let's get into today's video, shall we? All right, y'all, as you can see from the title, we are gonna get into it. I am back, coming at you hot, coming in juicy with another adventures in being a recovering Jehovah Witness, because when you are an ex-Jehovah Witness, you are always in recovery. I do these videos because number one, they're cathartic for me, they're healing for me, and number two, y'all seem to be responding well to them. So, and also number three, this is, I want to inspire, I want to put it out there, I want to motivate any ex-Jehovah Witness or anybody else who's come from an extreme religion. I want to motivate them that pursue your healing, and I want to be an example of the fact that there is the life of your dreams waiting for you, that there is a good life, absolutely 1000% possible after coming from that type of space. So this is why I do these videos, and y'all seem to like these videos, so let's get into it. For today's video, we talking about my top 5 benefits. That's right. That's right. Not everything was burdensome coming from that culture, coming from that cult. Most of the things were burdensome and problematic coming from that culture and coming from that cult. But I did happen to mine a few diamonds, if you will, from the soil of being a Jehovah Witness. There were a couple of gems that I was able to take from that space. And I think this is also important too for recovering Jehovah Witnesses. I think what's gonna help make your recovery better is when we can acknowledge some of the good things that we got, some of the benefits, some of the things that we appreciate from being one of Jehovah Witnesses. So I think that also helps us to balance out and to reconcile some of the things that happen. Now, for some of you, you might have nothing good whatsoever. You might not have anything good, and that's absolutely, positively okay. If that is your story, if that is your truth. This is my story. This is my truth, and I share it all with all of you. So let's get into it. Let's get into the top 5 things, the top 5 benefits that I have gained from my time as one of Jehovah Witnesses. All right, y'all, so I would have to say the number one benefit that I got from being one of Jehovah Witnesses was my comfortability around microphones and the ease of public speaking. So I do believe that in my heart, in my spirit, in my soul, I am naturally a performer. I am naturally an artist. I am naturally a speaker. I learned to read at an early age. My father taught me to read at 3. So I've always been enthralled with words. I've always been good with words. But I do believe that being one of Jehovah Witnesses, I do believe and know that being one of Jehovah Witnesses really made me comfortable with public speaking, really made me comfortable on a stage, and really made me comfortable around microphones. So how did it do that? I haven't touched this religion in years. It's been years and years and years, so there could be some changes that have taken place. I don't know, but when I was coming up, a few of the things that made it easier or that helped me in the public speaking realm was number one, giving talks. So I believe it was the Theocratic Ministry School. That's what it was called. I believe that's what it was called, Theocratic Ministry School. The congregation would participate in these skits. You would get assigned at a certain age and at a certain level of your faith. You would would be eligible to perform in these skits. And what these skits were like these, they were skits that modeled how to deal with people out in field service, how to minister to people. So if it was a spontaneous ministering, if you're at school, how to turn different situations into opportunities to talk about Jehovah. You know, it was these skits where, like, you know, what to do, different scenarios that you meet door to door. So these skits, you would go up on the little stage, and it would be they weren't longer than, I think, 10 minutes. They weren't really longer than 10 minutes each. And so then you also would receive like critique afterwards as well. So these skits, these skits actually helped me to be comfortable on the stage. They helped me to be comfortable being looked at. They helped me be comfortable speaking. You would have to use microphones, so they helped me be comfortable around microphones. Also, a big component of being one of Jehovah's Witnesses was on Sundays, we would have a 2-part meeting. You know, we would have, first off, the the discussion about the Bible, you know, the talk, you know what I'm saying? So it would be an elder, it would be an elder, would ministerial servants give the talk? No, they wouldn't. I think it was just elders who would give the talk, and then the traveling overseer. Oh my God, even that language, that'll be another video. But the traveling overseer, the big ranks, people would give a talk for about an hour. In the second half of the meeting, we would go over and do the watchtower. So if you have ever been knocked on, if you've ever been ministered by the Jehovah's Witnesses, you might be familiar with the publication called The Watchtower. We had The Watchtower and The Awake. So The Watchtower was a weekly publication that came out, and we were responsible. Was it weekly? Yeah, it was weekly. Was it weekly or monthly? It was weekly. It was weekly? I think it was weekly. Might have been monthly, but I believe it was weekly. So we would be responsible for reading the Watchtower, getting the Watchtower on our own, which they provided, then reading the Watchtower on our own time, and then they would have questions about each section. Every few paragraphs, you'd have these questions you'd answer, and then in the meeting, you would discuss or you would pontificate, or you know, meditate, I guess, or think about whatever the answers are, or talk about it with your family. And then on Sundays, that part of the meeting, we would read the Watchtower, the certain article in the Watchtower, and then the person leading would ask the question, and then you can raise your hand, and if you were called on, you were able to answer the question. So and then the brothers would come, and they would bring a microphone to your face, and they would, you know, be handling you. They'd put the microphone in your face, and then you'd answer the question. So it made me really comfortable with public speaking. It made me really comfortable with sharing my voice, even though I was still uncomfortable with the way my voice sounded. I was able to learn to push through that in order to deliver the message, okay? And delivering the message, you know, that public speaking and the power of delivering the message really was honed in there, you know? And like the way you delivered the message, the difference between, you know, cadence. I was learning how to deliver the message in a way that people would listen to me. If I thought the message was important, I really wanted people to listen. And that part of the, you know, the Kingdom Hall, I was really good at. Spiritual understanding came like that to me. So reading the Bible was super easy, understanding it. And I remember I would pull concepts out. I would pull things out that I would regularly, especially the older I got, I would regularly get murmurs and, ooh, I didn't think about that. Like, I would regularly get people after the meeting being like, wow, you have a grasp on, you know, the Bible, or your understanding on it. So public speaking, that's number one as far as like, and these are like not ranked in order of importance or anything like that, although I would say this one probably is. Actually, they're all important. So public speaking, one benefit of being a recovering Jehovah's Witness. Like I said, I ain't going back, but I am grateful for the little things. Number two, question your faith, as well as make your faith yours. Make your faith yours, okay? Your faith is tailor-made for you, all right? This message and this benefit came from actually one particular song. actually. So Jehovah Witnesses, we have, well, they had, and I think when I say, sometimes I say we because I'm thinking about myself back then, but we had back in the day this song book, and this song book was where we all sang songs. So in the Jehovah Witness realm, there was no choir, but what I did like about it was that everybody sang. So at the beginning, at the end of the meetings, the big meetings, you would sing, and so the song would be predetermined, and we all had this song book that you got and that you brought with you to all the meetings. And so then they would tell us the song that we're going to sing. You open up to the page, and then you sing the song. They have the pre-recorded music. And so there was this one particular song, and I still remember the melody. Make the truth your own, by God's will, something, 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 something. But I really, really like that song. And the lyrics of the song touched me deeply from a young age, and I interpreted them deep. So for me, that song was about making the truth your own, like really, really customizing your faith, really, really pulling God into you, really, really making your faith something that that was yours, you know. And I took that to heart, and I took that very literally. And that song really is what kind of led me to begin to question my faith, and if I really wanted to do this, you know. That really brought me to the first actualization of if I wanted to be a Jehovah Witness, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. And it taught me, that song really hit me in a space that really sparked this, like, question your faith. In order to make your faith your own, you must actually get into it. You must delve into it. You must question, do you believe in God? Why you believe in God? In order to really customize it. Yes, you know, there were rules and things set forth by the religion and the system that I was following that I needed to follow, but also there's ways in which my worship and my connection to my God was personal. This, you know, connection to this truth was personal, and it was customizable. That's how that song really hit me. And so I'm grateful for that, because, you know, now that I walk the spiritual path that I walk, I actually have that same philosophy. I question my faith. I question my spirit. I question my spirit guides. And that led me to a space, you know, where I was able to indigenize and come back to that very indigenous idea of questioning things, like being curious. And if what you are questioning holds true, then it will hold true. So I'm really appreciative of that particular song and how I interpreted it, and questioning my faith as well. You know, I find that has led me, it has brought me here. It's brought me to a really beautiful place in my spiritual journey as far as I'm concerned. And the journey thus far, all of the journey has been really incredible and really beautiful. So I'm grateful for that song, Make Your Truth Your Own, and what it gave to me, you know, and what it taught me. The third one that I appreciate is that being a recovering Jehovah Witness taught me is the importance of research when it comes to your faith and your religion. And so being a Jehovah Witness is an academic faith. A lot of people don't know a lot about that. Yes, y'all see the different tracts, which is the little brochures, the little flimsy brochures that we used to give. I don't know if they're still giving tracts out. We call them tracts. But then, you know, the Awake magazine and the Watchtower magazine. But being a Jehovah Witness, there was books, man. You got books on books on books on books on books. There was the reasoning book, which back in the day, that book taught us basically how to respond. It was different rebuttals when we would go and conduct our ministry. There was the Psalm book there, which had contained all the songs we sang. There was, of course, the New Testament of the Holy Scriptures, the Bible. I might bust that out and show y'all later. Yes, I have a Jehovah Witness Bible. We had the book, My Book of Bible Stories. So that was a kid's book. Mankind's Search for God. I remember that used to be a pink book with like green writing, old school style. There was, or was that? I forget. There was a lot of books. There was a lot of books. On top of that, each year, the watchtowers were compiled in these like encyclopedias that you could also purchase. So it was every watchtower that came out that year. So being a Jehovah Witness is an academic faith. One of the things that being a Jehovah's Witness actually taught me. It taught me a lot of mistruths. It taught me a lot of untruths. But then it actually did teach me a lot of actual truths in regards to mainstream Christianity. In regards to a lot of the holidays. It really was the first thing that let me know and understand how much mainstream Christianity had stolen from the different indigenous faiths. Excuse me, not faiths, but yeah, actually different indigenous faiths. From the people that they colonized from. So being a Jehovah's Witness actually really pressed home the importance of research and how that, number one, builds your faith, but that also is a very important aspect of questioning your faith. That's also a very important aspect of questioning yourself, is researching the history of your religion. And that ended up backfiring which is one of the reasons why it contributed to me leaving, which I'm thankful for, because within the religion, you're encouraged to research inside of the religion, and you're encouraged to research what they give you. But for me, I was like, well, I think that's incomplete research. How about we get some unbiased research outside of this about you? And so, which led me to that very thing. It led me to researching, the views of apostates, the views of people who were no longer Jehovah's Witnesses, the views of people who had studied Jehovah's Witnesses from an outside perspective and what they thought about it. The views of people who had been disfellowshipped and, couldn't join the religion anymore. They were basically excommunicated. The views of people who had just left. Like, it encouraged us to do research, and encouraged me to do research to the point where I was able to form my own opinion about that space and understand at a certain point that I didn't want to continue that in regards to my spiritual walk. So, but the importance of research, that was a lesson that I got directly from being Jehovah's Witness. The importance of the academic aspect of your faith, that you need to read the books, like witchcraft, magic, whatever it is you're practicing, you need to read the books. If you are Muslim, you need to read the books. You know what I'm saying? You need to do the academic aspect. Do that part of it. So that really drove that home, and I'm appreciative of that. That's a lesson that actually continues to carry over in regards to my faith, and in regards to my practice, and in regards to, a lot of things, most things in life. Do your research. Do your research, read the books, ask the questions, ask the people inside and outside, get the biased view and get the unbiased view, and then form your own opinion. 4, the ability to talk to strangers, the ability to just start a conversation. I hated going out door to door and out in field service. I absolutely hated it. There's a whole video about it. It has so far, a good amount of views. A lot of y'all seem to agree. I hated it. I hated going door to door, but I learned a lot from it, and one of the things that I got from it, one of the gifts of going door to door is the ability to talk to strangers, the ability to just walk on up, even if I'm going through fear, even if I'm feeling hesitation around it. I have the ability to just turn it on to speak to strangers. So I'm really, really appreciative of it for that. It did teach me something valuable, even though it wasn't something that I necessarily, I didn't like the act that taught me this thing. I'm still appreciative that it taught me this thing. So the ability to speak with strangers. And number 5, the importance of putting yourself out there. If you want people to know that there is food about to be served, that you've got something good that you prepared for them, you're gonna have to make a little noise in the kitchen, baby. What do I mean by that? You know what? Jehovah's Witnesses put themselves out there. What they're really good at is putting themselves out there. Their marketing is grassroots. It is consistent. It is so consistent that they consistently make it to mainstream culture in the form of comedy, jokes, movies, different things of that nature, because they are just consistent. They put themselves out there. They believe in what they're saying, and they're putting themselves out there. I don't necessarily agree with the knocking of doors and getting up in people's personal space in that capacity, but as an entrepreneur, as an artist, it really does drive home the fact that you just have to be consistent and you have to cover a large ground. So Jehovah Witnesses, they are on some colonizer-ish. It is very much, and when you read the history of how that started, it was definitely, you know, started by colonizers. It was definitely started by a bunch of white men, but like, they have a very colonizer view of things. They go out there, from missionaries to pioneers to being up in your space. They have been flying to islands. They have been flying to countries that have never had contact with Jehovah Witnesses. They've been doing that since the 1970s, 1960s, 1950s. They've been doing that for a long time. So as an entrepreneur, the essence of that lesson, I try not to violate folks. I try not to be like, to violate folks, because I just don't believe in most of the very like invasive ways that they use to mess with folks and like advertise. But I do believe in making some noise in the kitchen. I do believe in letting people know if you've got something for them, if you got a message, if you have something that, you know, you feel as though is divinely guided, to put it out there. And there are ways that you can put it out there that won't make people feel weird, you know, that isn't invasive, you know what I'm saying? So but however, if you believe in it, if you're out here making content, if you're out here making products, if you've got a message you feel like creator is giving you, then put it out there. Make sure that it's out there, and you have to cover ground, you know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of blood and sweat equity. That's a lot of, you have to put in the work. You literally got to put in the footwork, you know? And you know, to piggyback off of that, the importance of word of mouth. Jehovah Witnesses ain't out here putting out ads. You don't see them on channels. You don't see their message televised. You don't see these podcasts. Well, actually, I don't know, because that's not in my sphere anymore, so I don't think you would, but there might be someone might do a Jehovah Witness podcast. I don't know, and that's a rabbit hole. I don't care. If you know someone of doing a Jehovah Witness podcast, you really can keep that to yourself. Keep it to yourself. But you know what I'm saying? It's a word of mouth thing, and so that's really important too. And I actually believe in that. I do believe in putting yourself out there, but I also believe in making things so quality people have nothing but, you know, they want to go out and talk about it. And the value of the word of mouth, when someone has a very personal experience and they talk to someone, this means that they took the time to tailor. It's a personal commercial. If you've affected them so well that they tailor a message to people in their life to go and talk to you, so, or to see you or to seek you out. Like, I learned that from being a Jehovah Witness. So yeah, that's it, y'all. That's it. Put yourself out there. If you want the people to know that there is food that you got, that you prepared, that you ready to serve them, you better make some noise in the kitchen, honey. Put yourself out there. All right. Thank you so very much for tuning in. If you made it to the end of today's video, gold star for you. I appreciate your most wondrous support. You are an amazing and enticing and beautiful individual. Thank you. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling this, if you're feeling me, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notifications bell, so you can keep up with everything that I have got going on this here channel. And you know, I have a lot going on this here channel. I talk about magic. I talk about being a recovering Jehovah Witness, because when you're an ex-Jehovah Witness, you're always in recovery, okay? I'm always talking, I answer questions on some Ask LadySpeech energy. I got a lot of things going on this channel, so just make sure you tune in, do all the things, like, subscribe, alarms, notifications, and you'll just be in the know. You'll just be in the know. And on that note, I'm gonna let you go. No matter when you've tuned into this, thank you. You have yourself a good morning, a good mid-morning, a good afternoon, a good mid-afternoon, a good evening, a good mid-evening, a good night, a good late night, a good middle of the night. Have yourself a good day, a good week, a good moment, a good month, a good year, and a good life. And just in case no one has told you, today, thank you for surviving all you have survived. Your life is valuable. And I will see you in the next video. Peace. Mwah.